Hi guys, this is day number 163 of my 365 live stream challenge. A lot of days, right? 163. Anyway, I want to raise the question I'm being asked a lot of times. I guess I already covered this question before shortly, but now I spent really like 30 minutes to structure the answer to this question. And the question is how to choose whether to build in-house your software product, your startup, or outsource. How to build in-house, how to choose whether to build in-house or to outsource. And when you would ask me in your specific case, I will easily find the proper answer in your case, because I've seen more than 200 projects within my agency where we help and where we advise how to do and at which stage. And but the answer is not that simple when it comes to generalize it. So I've been spending like 15 minutes right now before this live stream to come with that structured kind of way, and what kind of metrics, criteria do I have for you, so you can just put it in your head with that simple formula. Within our agency, we had a project that started with us as agency, as a third-party supplier, vendor, and then we helped them switch to in-house because that was the time and it was required by that specific situation. So I know pros and cons of both of them, and before I will tell you 4 main principles, criteria, questions that will let you decide whether you want to outsource or build it in-house, that software. I want to tell you 2 biggest pros, cons, when it comes to outsourcing or making it happen in-house. Basically, when you just start in-house, it will be always more expensive, because this, even though agency rates will be higher than your developers rates in-house, but the cost of hiring, recruiting, payroll, taxes, and everything there, and you need to commit for the long term. In that case, with agency you can stop anytime mostly, right? So it requires a bigger commitment, like time and money both. So that's the big cons of in-house, and the same and the big pros, cons when it comes to the big thing about when we say what's better, what's worse, is that with in-house you will always be more sure about that things will happen, and with third-party agency that not. But again, it's very subjective. There are agencies and there are employees that are not performing, and the agencies that will outperform your employees, right? So but at least it's a basic stereotype that in-house department will always be a better performer or more reliable, right? Okay, let's assume it. So usually these are two basic, most profound things when business owners decide whether to outsource or either put it in-house. So now 4 questions, 4 metrics that I would structure my answer to you whether to outsource or to build in-house. This is what is the stage of your project, software project? Are you just starting already with the VC money, or you're just finishing, or you just need support? Second metric is what is the type of the software you want to build? Third one, what's your business domain? And the last metric I'm using here is are you going to bootstrap, or are you going to raise money and build that software from this VC money? So let's go over these ones quickly. I just have a couple of minutes, right? So first of all, the stage of the project. But usually when it just start up, and it's easier to start with the agency, build just MVP and start testing the idea, or start getting try to raise money with it. So in that case, it's easier to build with agency than to hire own developers. Of course, if you're a programmer yourself, you are running programming company, you won't go and hire unless you will find cheaper vendor than you will do it yourself. Like me, I would never clean my house, not just because I don't like it, but because the cleaning lady hour is a lower price than mine. But when I start, it's easier to start by outsourcing. When you are now growing to some substantial level, and it will depend, but it's when you're getting some revenue from it, depending on your next metrics I will share in a moment, you might consider moving it to in-house. Now it might make sense, but again, it depends. We have projects that are outsourcing to us, clients for 7-8 years. They are mature, they can make more a lot of money, they invested, and etc., etc. But usually when you start, it's easier to in-house, to outsource, it will be cheaper. But when you progress, that might appear, might get more reasons to bring it in-house, or at least in-house plus outsource, like connect both teams together. Second thing, like bootstrapped or funded. That's true that when tech startups taking rising money, investors require in-house team because it's more reliable, it's faster, and in the long term it might be cheaper than working with the agency for years. Again, it's a subjective thing, but in most cases it will work like that. Even though we have a client that is working with us for 7 years, it's a multi-million funded company, and still it works with third-party vendors. But in most cases, bootstrapped companies are outsourcing VC funded money. I'm not saying just seed round. I'm usually saying around A, around B, like where we have like higher amounts, and investors require some specific reliability from the vendor, and in that case it might make sense to start in-house, to move it in-house. Third metric, what type of software you create. If your software is like for example, we have client food delivery for kids, and we built that software, like that dashboard for the users to manage their orders. Our software is not the core value, the core crucial mechanism of that business. The core mechanism of that business, core value, is coming from the food cooking and food delivery, right? And it's just, if our dashboard will stop working, they will still be able to function for a couple days, couple weeks. In that case, it makes sense to still outsource. You don't need, like, it's not like 100% must to go with the in-house developers, okay? But if you are, for example, just Dropbox company or Amazon AWS infrastructure company, or providing hosting, or you're any kind of business where this software product is a crucial part of your business, if it stops running or breaks, then your business stops running and breaks. In that case, it might there are higher chances you might need to switch in-house, at least to have one developer in-house to serve as a front-end support line, okay? So this is a big thing. And finally, it depends on the business domain you're running in. For example, if you're a bank and you decided to build your own banking app for your clients, probably at least having one expert within your company on the dev side will be helpful as a support again, even though it's still possible to build it by outsourcing. But in that healthcare, banking, there like is HIPAA compliance required, where some extra security levels with money in fintech. We're building a lot of these things, so people are outsourcing to us, business owners, but it's more like this kind of business tend to bring it in-house at some level of initial traction. So it depends. But again, if just service providers, smaller businesses serving smaller clients, there's no extra security or data privacy levels requirements. In that case, you might still go with the outsource it to agency for many years and not switch to in-house at all. So, and that will be a good solution for you. We have most of our money coming from long-term clients that we serve 3, 5, 7 years, and these are all established businesses from different business domains, and it works for them. It just depends, that you need to find proper agency for you, which is established for many years on the market. It's not anywhere to go in the upcoming 5-10 years. That's the hardest task will help to do. So these are 4 metrics that will help you identify whether you need to build in-house developers team, or you are fine just by outsourcing it to some third-party agency. I know that we have a lot of things covered, but this is not easy topic to summarize. There are so many different cases and combination of all 4 metrics, and it's much easier to answer your specific coverage, specific situation. So if you have software, you are developing this in-house or outsourcing, and you're not sure if you're doing the right thing, please comment below this live stream, and I will answer, help you with in your specific situation. That will be much easier for me. But otherwise, just remember that it depends on the type of software, on the business domain you are in, on the is it bootstrapped or VC funded, and the last metric, what it was, type of software. Where on the stage where you are right now with your business idea. That's it for me. I hope that that's helpful. I tried to structure it as much as I could. Thank you for watching.